In 2013, the runoff election for public advocate cost New York City $13 million. That's 4 times the yearly budget for the office, in a race that saw voter turnout of only 6.9%. With a statistic like that, the need for voter reform is obvious. Elected officials and advocates agree that the solution is instant runoff voting, or IRV. IRV is a system that allows voters to rank candidates in order of preference and is already used in 15 cities across the country. In an instant runoff, if a candidate wins more than half of first choices, they win, just like any other election. However, if no one receives more than half of the votes, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and voters who chose that candidate as their first choice will have their vote instantly go to their second choice. This process continues until only 2 candidates remain, and the candidate that has more votes wins. This means a clear winner can be chosen immediately, without voters having to go back to the polls for a second time, saving tens of millions of taxpayer dollars and making the elective process more inclusive. In May, New York City elected officials, including public advocate Tish James, City Comptroller Scott Stringer, and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, along with council members Brad Lander, Antonio Reynoso, and Ben Kalos, met on the steps of City Hall to call on the Mayoral Charter Revision Commission to implement IRV. During his annual State of the City, Mayor de Blasio announced that the Charter Revision Commission would focus on campaign and voter reform.
Instant runoff voting is a win-win-win. Saves money, and it gives encouragement for all candidates to campaign in all communities. So it really makes just enormous sense.
Our job as election officials is not to make the policy, but to implement it. And I'm here simply to confirm that New York City would be able to implement instant runoff voting.
We know that during primaries, the amount of people that come out are more representative of the demographics of the city of New York than we get on runoffs, which tend to be whiter, older, and richer. And we want to make sure that the people that represent us are elected by a population that reflects as close as possible the city of New York.
The Commission has the ability to include a charter amendment on the November ballot and increase voter participation. To learn more about how instant runoff voting can help New York City have a more fair and progressive voting process, go to fairvote.org and make sure to click the link to sign our petition to make IRV a reality for New York City.